This is called Evolution of a Plagiarist. Take a daughter, any daughter. Let's say her father's famous. Let's say he's a cartoonist known for his counterculture style. Take the daughter and her drawings. Now let's say that she's an artist, covering a variety of topics and a multitude of themes. But when you make a coffee table book that shows what she'll be known for, you are focused on the drawings of her famed cartoonist dad. Let's say some of them are naked, and he's known for being naked, and many more refer to the fetishes of which he brags. And so she becomes Electra, and her Jew mother Clytemnestra. So now archetypes are released where two women used to stand. Now take the story, take the poem, drag the poem from the story, take the narrative you're building, though the narration's all been done, take the way that she must process everything she tries to tell you, speaking loudly with her eyes and ears, although her mouth is closed, underneath the violet headboard, beneath the noise, the void, the meaning, and the still silences you know by now you'll never understand. Take the pictures of her lifestyle. Take the images you filter. Keep your own eyes open going with her to the clubs and to the bars. Watch her hairstyle, watch her movements, watch her tactics as she compliments the woman while strokes the folds between the man's thighs. Make the facts fit the backstory that the coffee table gave you. Press her down like a dead fairy into that book you'll write. Take your knowledge, take your learning. Take every experience that's left you stupid as you were on the day that you were born, when the doctors pulled your ankles from that open solar plexus, someone's daughter, spread beneath you, sliced like Portnoy, like a fugu, like a reference to Macduff where a woman used to be. Take your little crumbs of knowledge, so opposed to understanding, and acknowledge that the narrator will always make it about him. That poem is inspired by a superficial examination of Evolution of a Crazy Artist by Sophie Crumb. It is not about Sophie Crumb. I don't know Sophie Crumb. I know nothing about Sophie Crumb. I know very little about her famed cartoonist dad. If anyone else in their family kills themselves, it is not my fault. I have been working on a set of incompatible archetypes. Putting them together and putting them in conversation. I am proud of this project because, as far as I know, it is the nerdiest set of mashups ever created. This one is called The Man from Room 5 Addresses El Dorado. I am told that you are whatever your occupant wishes you to be, so long as they are willing to wish themselves alone. I am told that desire burns more purely than thought. I am told you listen only to the subconscious. Thus I expected to find you void, as empty of artifice as my sleep. You have shown me that I misunderstood myself, and my every breath will show my gratitude. My senses are scrambled. What use are my eyes to measure such ziggurats? Your clocks, your intersections, your endless elevators make ludicrous that which I knew as time. I know purpose. Some say it wears my face. I know truth, and some call it my weapon, a belt of bladed wisdoms ending those who seek to harm me. Before you, I thought I could not know beauty. But you have shown me mountains within temples, prisms of polished phosphorite, geothermal history in a burnished band. You have shown me that for my species to advance, we need nothing more but for truth and beauty to merge. And scattered in your superluminal self, you have given me all the tools I need. I have made only slight rearrangements. That which is precious might melt. That which might melt can be persuaded to explode. I am ready to fall within you and into you. Though you are more than tungsten and diamond, my love will make you burn. That was The Man from Room 5 Addresses El Dorado, the character from the V for Vendetta movie or comic, either one, and The City of Gold. This next one's called The Father of Gilgamesh and the Lady of Shalott. The Father of Gilgamesh, whereas Gilgamesh himself fathered a nation with his sword, Gilgamesh's father fathered a nation with his sword. He is the quintessence of masculinity. So if you would all be so kind as to pretend we're going to play butch. I am told that every woman is a mystery, that a passionate man can only crave to explore. I am told ladies long for such study. I can only determine that you long no more. I have heard such study as my greatest pursuit, and that commitment to such is more valorous than war. But I find it trifling, the answers unrewarding. Though at our first meeting, you answer nevermore. Great ladies seeking their own place in history have chosen me to speak for them. Thus I enter into lore as beauty's champion, all things flawlessly masculine, my reputation hiding how deeply I am bored. To you, nothing holds interest anymore. I am engorged with answers. Women throw their clues at me without grace, compassion, without concern for muse or mystery which they profess to serve, and some endless nest of rules in which they can never score, while you lie, sacrosanct, your thoughts flowing at your hair into river without memory, your ready lips concealing as a babbling fool's rapport. This is a vaguely similar, it's from that set, but it cheats in that the characters are both real historical figures and actually did know each other. William Butler Yeats addressing Aleister Crowley. If you don't know, William Butler Yeats was a mage. He took it very seriously. He cast spells, was part of a mystical order known as the Golden Dawn. Aleister Crowley is the man who broke up the Golden Dawn through his ego and personality. He founded a religion called Crowleyanity, which is the basis for what the very contemporary religion of Satanism. Yeah, they weren't friends. This is William Butler Yeats speaking to Aleister Crowley. I wanted to believe in the truth of it, the power of the ancient arts, a celestial sphere not only limitless, but reachable. I wanted to believe that God had given us the tools to exalt ourselves. If we climbed the tree of life properly, we would become worthy, through no one's power but our own, to see Him, to sit with Him, to call Him partner. I did not believe in justice. I could no more believe in a just God than I could in the divine rights of the Tudors. But I could be persuaded of the ultimate sanctity of order. I could still believe, all evidence to the contrary, that my own life had meaning. And from there, I could convince myself that yours does as well. Simple human incompetence destroyed my faith. I saw great mages, far better spiritualists than you will ever be, dissolve, neither iron nor mercury, into complete self-irrelevancy. I saw mortals lay claim to wisdom, claim it as their mistress as one might cage a chimera, practical magic into idle fantasy, spirituality as a joke. And you, there, waiting, ready to be our punchline. And you, there, ready, whoremongering without gratitude. And I fell into bitterest delusion, the greatest lie of every myth. I saw your wickedness, and I gave myself the name no human ever earns. You, the laughing moron, dared to brand yourself depravity. I, most depraved madman, declared myself righteousness. And if wisdom is the road of the fool, righteousness leads only to the emptiest evils of all. So tell me, excitable boy, itinerant father, mother that could never be, tell me what you now can see. If I can spy the oppression in my name, the new breed of illiterates that warped me into canon, can you hear the ruckers biting the heads off rats? The children in their torn black clothing speaking of sect and self-reliance, godly teenage children using you to spice up teenage fucks. Can you see them quote you in comic books and in TV miniseries? Can you feel our words diffuse, powerless powders, as scattered as our atoms into the hearts of shallow imbecilics? Can you feel us, ground up into postmodern pop references, sat next to the Lady of Shalott in Tallahassee barroom pastiche? Old enemy, we are nothing but names to drop now. And our children speak of the Tower of Babel, when they once called us Babylon. But you are still trapped in that tower of ego, from whence none see the tower of song. William Butler Yeats declared as his muse a woman named Maud Gonne. When she rejected a few marriage proposals over the decades, he eventually went ahead and proposed to her daughter, Iseult. What? This is Iseult Gonne speaking to William Butler Yeats. William lies when he speaks of beauty. I know beauty as well as he, if perhaps my knowledge is in less lovely shades. I know beauty, and it is not within me, and I can know it as a stranger as well as he knows it as its horror. I do not need it near me. You see me as grasping, but I am one with simplicity. I smell poetry and magic no differently than salt. I want things sometimes, chocolate, a seance, to take a proper shift, to draw something living towards me, and then perhaps to push it away. If mother is muse, then I am essence. When you attempt your rituals, I am the spell. You may analyze beauty as it pleases you, but now, give to me, son of man, I want. I lived for a season in a nunnery in Toledo that had been converted to an art center, the Collingwood Arts Center. It's still there. I don't believe they're taking residents right now. But yeah, it's just an amazing place. You know, this ancient nunnery in Toledo's West End, which is a fairly nasty neighborhood, where, you know, artists could live at rents starting at, when I was there, $75 a month. You know, bathroom down the hall, the cells varied in size, there were studios if you wanted them, and you could really afford to live there as an artist without the distractions of working a day job, and simply live with the distractions of living with 100 other artists. I didn't live there long. And we are building a new religion, but not all with the same gods. And we are sleeping in this nunnery where no vow of silence ever meant as much as the lunatic pounding the piano with a perfect sense of rhythm, but no desire for grace. The ringmaster is warning us of the dangers of gossip while sucking off the cultist who's got no place to stay. The opera singer's warning me not to wear my glasses because the doctors are conspiring to eliminate my race. And I'm okay. And it's a cold Lake Erie winter, but I have a mattress and a cell that's really quite warm. And I've got a couple 40s stored right outside this window where the architecture rises like 10 drunk slobs on minarets, slouching towards ecstasy against a bullet-ridden sigh. And the mice stay in the basement where they kept the pregnant sisters, waiting for the unpredictable millennium to be born. And I don't have a fortress. I just have a paradox in which the devil cannot find a place to set down his ground rules, and I hide in self-perception like the Minotaur's hot breath proceeding from Blavatsky's table where she keeps the hand grenades. And I call this security, though I know how lost I am. And I call myself triumphant because this maze will outlive me, standing naked as a heart attack between the radiant leaves of weed. The way Buckeyes and beers taste just like the Lone Star. So the ink-stained asphalt stretched before me across that dotted yellow line, sleeping like a leather dom who never looks inside. And all the stars came out to celebrate my reminiscing in every place that is deserted and all of the places that are brave. And I remembered 1,000 points of light when all the cigarettes could burn in unison. So I sat down with O'Reilly in Montezuma's bed to dream the sweet, hard heart of Staten Island on game night. I have wrapped my lips around Indians east and west who tried to teach me to love folks who weren't like me. But I sank my thumbs into Schenectady and mud and remembered that I never loved no folks at all. I don't mean to get political. I just remember Great Uncle Jack told us to travel like a child, even after Pappy shot that hole in Grandma's head. They don't tell you that she sets herself on fire. They don't tell you how she looks at her mighty beak and ferocious claws and calls herself a blunted, broken fool. So she builds a pyre out of conversations with God and country pop records. She finds furnaces in Nectar and Cuyahoga. They don't tell you she uses ethics for fuel, mixes them with morals, and sets religious writers aflame, monks and mystics hissing in her fat. She lives off poetry now. She drinks it like tequila and shits it out the same, leaving the rest of us with politics and power games. And any poem that can't stick to her intestines is one she never needs read again. They don't tell you how she kills every self-declared picara, or how their immolation makes her fly. Thank you.